Before you start looking for money, you need to know exactly how much you need. Crowdfunding, grant proposals, sponsor agreements, and fundraising in the community all require transparency and a precise understanding of both the amount of money and the exact reason why you need that specific amount. Imagine a potential sponsor calling you. "Hello, I would like to support your project. I'm just wondering how much money do you need and what do you need it for?" You should always have an answer prepared. To be prepared, you need to create a budget. If you're thinking that your project is too small and does not need a budget, don't. Use small projects for experience in practicing budgeting. Let's start with assessing the practicality of your needs. The final amount indicates how realistic your project is. If you are looking for $10,000 to install a bench on a street, you should probably reconsider your idea or your budget. Ask yourself, is it practical to spend that much money on a project like this? Where did I even get that number from? With this in mind, let's make a budget. After listing all the resources that you can find in your community, list the resources that you could not obtain. You will need to make another budget table. It should include these 3 categories: item, cost, and contacts of a supplier. You can also add a notes column. If you're working on a big project, it is better to divide your budget into subcategories: human resources, technical, event costs, transportation, stationery, food, etc. When filling out the cost column, do not just make up numbers. Surf the internet or call companies to learn the exact price. Once you've created your budget, don't rush and start a crowdfunding campaign or write grant proposals. Try to reduce the cost. How? Bartering is a useful process to reduce your costs. When we talk about bartering, we aren't talking about negotiating prices with businesses for supplies. Rather, we're talking about a mutually beneficial exchange of services and goods. The nice thing about bartering is that no one is paying for the goods or services. However, when you are bartering with organizations, you need to provide reason and options of how they can benefit. For example, if you are looking for a venue and you'd like to use your local coffee shop, you could offer to promote the coffee shop in exchange for the rental of their space. If the coffee shop agrees, then they are supporting local development as well as increasing the traffic of customers while you're using the venue. It is a win-win situation. Always look for partnerships and organizations willing to barter with you before you finalize your budget. Let's look at some options for what you can offer. Their employees' participation in an interesting, socially important project, expanding their target audience, a new case for someone's portfolio, PR through your platforms and media mentions, a presentation during your events, displaying the company's logos in your information materials. Remember that bartering should be mutually beneficial, which means you need to keep it balanced to make it even. If you are asking for professional audio equipment for a 20-person neighborhood festival in exchange for promoting the company to the participants, be ready to get rejected. Start with local businesses. Businesses that operate in Athens County, your neighborhood, or on your street. Simply because they're part of your community means that they are more likely to support community development than any other businesses. Don't forget about the regional offices of big corporations too. They might be interested in your target audience. It's always a good idea to write a letter or document that details what you and the business or organization have agreed on. This will help avoid any possible misunderstandings and future conflicts. It's better to be safe and write a letter than to lose a good partnership due to a misunderstanding. Remember that your partners may see your project and results differently.